Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat, mga katribo. Ako po si Nikki, Viola, at kasama ko ang aking partner na si Lyndon, Mendoza. And magsasama-sama na naman po tayo para sa isang masayang kwentuhan kasama ang inyong mga paboritong sports heroes. So welcome to another fun and exciting episode of the Athletes Tribune. So we are now on our fourth episode. So lahat po ng mga taong sumuporta, nanood at nag-share ng aming past episodes ngayong second season. From the bottom of our hearts, maraming salamat po. And of course, ngayon napapanood po tayo sa Tribune Facebook page, sa Tribune Now YouTube channel at Tribune website, tribune.net.ph.
Yes, Miss Nikki. Hello, kamusta?
Hello, ito, okay naman.
So, ay,
Lumalapit pa rin sa live.
so ayun nga, ang congratulations pala sa ano. Kahapon kasi, di ba, sa mga katribo natin, nagpabinyag po ng kanyang anak, si Miss Nikki Viola. Congratulations, Miss Nikki. Asan na yung Shanghai?
Another milestone for me and my daughter because it's really hard to plan, di ba, yung binyag. And I think any party or event in particular talagang mahirap iplano in the middle of pandemic, but we were able to push through with it. So, Lord, thank you so much. And at least the weather is nice, hindi umulan, di ba? And basta parang safe naman lahat.
Yes.
So, ayun, yun ang pinaka-important.
Madami ka bang sets of Ninong and Ninang? Mga ganong attack?
Actually, marami akong plan to be Ninongs and Ninangs, but since pandemic, hindi talaga sila na-invite lahat because we wanted to keep it close na lang. But still, syempre, magiging Ninong and Ninang pa rin sila kahit wala sila dun sa mismong baptism.
Yeah.
Alam naman nila yun, nag-explain na ako.
Sayang, na-miss nila yung Shanghai mong handa.
Na-miss nila yung Shanghai, yung cordon bleu, yung mga pang-party na food. Na-miss nila.
Okay, Miss
Thank you so much. Ikaw, kumusta ka naman?
Okay lang, eto, laban lang. Wala namang ibang way kundi push, laban. Ganun lang.
Yes. At laban na laban ka nga, talagang outfit mo parang purple, naka-purple ka today.
Oh, parang Blackpink in your area. Blackpink in your area daw ang atake. Sabi dito sa office.
Fan ka ba ng Blackpink?
Yes. Ayun nga, Miss Nikki. We will talk about yung mga Filipina athlete. Ikaw, meron ka bang mga favorite Filipina athlete?
Naku, alam mo, every time na we'll be talking about Pinays as an athlete, diba? Yung mga Pinay na talagang ginagawa nila yung usually male-dominated na sports or nasa male-dominated na industry. Sobrang nakakamangha, diba? And they get to inspire us in another level. So, like ako I can say na yung first, kasi hindi naman ako maagang namulat sa sports eh.
Yeah.
But nung time na parang feeling ko, nagugustuhan ko na manood ng iba't ibang sports. Ayan, ang unang-una ko kasi parang nakita si Akiko Thompson, parang swimmer siya, diba? Olympic swimmers. Super ganda niya and parang you can really tell through the way she moves, the way she talks na sobrang ang powerful. And nakaka-inspire yung ganun, diba? Seeing women na nag-achieve ng ganung level. Parang with us, mga babae, kaya din namin gawin yung ginagawa natin.
Yes. Walang keri-keri. Basta lahat pwedeng gawin ng babae. Ako naman, yung, when talk about regarding sa Filipina athletes, sa akin kasi, bagets pa lang ako, mahilig na talaga ako mag-watch ng mga Shakey's V-League, yung mga ganyan, yung mga volleyball. Kaya medyo, talaga ako, medyo learn ko talaga sila lahat when it comes sa mga names, yung mga, nila, yung mga position nila. Kaya, tanongin mo ako sa mga volleyball players ng Philippines, alam na alam ko yan.
But do you play volleyball?
Yes, back in college, English. Meron ako, varsity player. I play as...
Varsity player ka, Lyndon. Grabe.
Libero lang naman tayo. Tagasalo ng mga mabibigat na palo.
Grabe yung lang. Ano ka ba? Ang powerful din ng libero.
True, haggard. Lagi kong, tagahabol ng bola. Pero hindi ako napapagod maghabol, kahit sa anong aspeto ng buhay.
Wow!
Charot!
But, diba, parang before, siguro way back, there's this notion na yung guys are for basketball and then kapag tatanungin mo ang girls, it's yung sport nila is volleyball or sometimes it should be volleyball kasi babae ka.
Pag babae ka, parang volleyball talaga.
Diba? But in these times kasi, what's really amazing about yung panahon natin ngayon is I mean, napapatunayan talaga ng mga ladies dyan, ng mga babae, na they can do male-dominated sports like,
Yes.
basketball, softball. Kasi during SEA Games, I covered for SEA Games, I was able to cover for yung softball team na women. So parang yun nakaka-amaze, diba? And with those kind of mga events, makikita natin how powerful women can really be. And with our guest for today, di ba ngayon, ito talaga kilalang kilala siya sa mundo ng
Yes.
taekwondo. So, very empowering to be, and I'm very excited to be able to talk to her today.
Yes,
Diba?
Miss
So,
Nikki, excited na ang
Lyndon.
lahat, di lang ang mga kababaihan, lalo na ang mga kalalakihan.
Yes. Okay, so, Lyndon, would you do the honors of introducing our guest for today?
Okay, by the way, our guest for today, syempre kilalang kilala siya. Two-time Southeast Asian Games gold medalist, 2016 Asian Taekwondo Championship gold medalist, 2013 Asian Youth Games gold medalist. Ang dami niya ng gold. And Asian Games bronze medalist, two-time UAAP gold medalist from Ateneo de Manila University, and UAAP Season 79 Rookie of the Year. Please all welcome Pauline Lopez.
May music dapat.
Mm-mm.
Dun-dun-dun. Pauline Lopez, hello!
Hi, Pauline!
Thank you so much for having me. Grabe nakaka-inspire yung mga stories niyo with women.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy to hear those now and really to consider me as one of those. So really thank you. I love it. I love the conversations we're about to have today.
Yes. It's our pleasure to have you here, Miss Pauline. By the way, how are you and what have you been to the past few months?
Well, right now, I've just been keeping myself very busy amongst doing online school learning and at Ateneo. I'm also training, and on top of that, just trying to pursue things that I love, which I feel later we're going to talk more about it. So, yes, just keeping busy. Like what Lyndon said, laban, push ng push, ganon.
Walang babawi.
Ang cute naman ni
Tama.
Pauline. Ano sinasabi niya yun? Diba pa tayo, Lyndon, pag sinasabi natin yung laban, ganyan.
Oo.
Pero pag si Pauline nagsasabi, parang ang ganda-ganda pa siya.
Parang ang sweet.
Grabe naman.
Sweet.
Parang magpupursige ka pa lalong lumaban pag si Pauline yung nagsasabi ng laban.
Ooh. Ayan, so, well, Pauline, you were talking about kanina that you're busy with a lot of stuff and you're doing training as well. Is it because you're preparing for any upcoming tournament, or it's just that, of course, and as an athlete, dapat continuous yung training?
Yeah, as an athlete, you really have to be in your tip-top shape. I mean, it's not just about the physical aspect, but it truly helps me be mentally ready for anything that comes my way. Kasi in sports, ang dami ko natutunan. Hindi lang talaga siya training. It's about how you manage your time, your discipline, your core values that you have, na pwede mo siya idaan sa ibang bagay. It could be school, relationship with your family, friends, how you handle everything. So, for the past months, kasi I competed in Asian Olympic qualifications. And unfortunately, I didn't make it. However, it taught me a lot about myself. Kung paano ko i-reflect yung struggle. It's not always about the result, but how you get there. Yung Miley Cyrus's song, yung The Climb. It's a song I grew up with. And every time that I'm hearing it now that I'm older, I realize na it's your struggle. At saka, paano ka bumangon?
Yes.
That's something that I always live by. Paano ka ba bumangon? My sister calls me bounce back queen because no matter the struggles that are thrown my way, I truly learned how do I make this into a positive. And I think with the guidance of family, friends, coaches, and especially the strength I get from our Lord God, I learned those things along the way. So keeping busy right now is such a blessing that not a lot of people really take time to be grateful about it. Like I have
Yes.
work, I have school, I have training, all these opportunities despite being in the pandemic. So, there. Ang dami ko na nasabi, sorry.
Okay
Ano ba?
na.
Go lang. And habang nagsasalita ka po, actually kami din din parang,
Nakanganga lang kami. Parang lahat, ma-absorb mo talaga. Despite na you're so busy. By the way, at least you are still there and standing up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, Pauline, are you moving weight class or staying at your current weight division?
I continue to stay in my current weight division, which is minus 57 kilograms, the featherweight division. I think ito na talaga yung timbang ko, yung core timbang ko na like sobrang I know it na. Like this is my weight and I feel good in this weight category no matter what. So I found that balance.
Nice. And at least parang it would help you to, in a way, but it really helps you to you know how you prepare or how you
Oo,
train.
for sure. Kasi parang in taekwondo, parang boxing din siya. There's a weigh-in, tapos the day
Yeah.
after you have to compete. So, kung kapa mo na yung timbang mo, you know how to move. Even if you have to lose weight for it, you know how to feel. Because it's always different on competition day. So, even if it's so-called off-season, kailangan mo talaga maging disiplinado sa pagkain, sa training, sa tulog. It's a whole package. And on top of that, kailangan mo din mentally fit ka. So, ayun, that's what I'm like focusing now also.
All right. So now
Wow.
let's move forward with more of your, with more of our talk about your training and preparation. So can you tell us more about your training naman this time for the Hanoi Southeast Asian Games next year? For sure, a lot of your fans would love to have an update.
Well, at this time, there's so much uncertainties. We know that there's going to be SEA Games, but at the same time, we don't know exactly what month. I mean, that's already the
Mhm.
uncertain part. However, continue pa din ang laban and training. Every
Mhm.
day, I do strength and conditioning. Meron kaming coach na he gives us our programs and also we do online training. On top of that, you need to add your own self training, which is taekwondo for me, kicking, visualizing, watching videos. So I always incorporate that in my day. I have a set routine, set time. 6 a.m. is my workout for the first session, and then 4 p.m. is the second session for me. So, ayun, I don't think a lot of people know how difficult it is to work out alone.
Mhm.
Okay.
Kailangan mo talaga i-push ang sarili mo. Wala kang
Mm-mm.
coach physically there with you. You don't have your teammates to give you that urge na, oy, kaya mo yan. Or, kasi when you see someone doing it also, the more you're gonna push. So this is where the mental training comes in na, bakit ko ba to ginagawa? I can literally just sit in my room, watch movies, and just chill. Pero, kailangan tumabaho. Because this is an
Okay.
investment on yourself.
Yeah.
You don't want to be left behind once the tournament season starts with our association says na oy tournament season is in February and then you maghahabol ka in January, like you don't want that. So this is an investment on yourself that you really have to keep working, maintain your attitude no matter what. So mahirap siya, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, mahirap siya, pero like what Lyndon said, kailangan lumaban.
Laban
Tama.
lang. No
In a
we,
way,
ha?
parang cramming is not an option, no?
You have to be prepared no matter what.
Okay.
Yes.
Nakaka-amaze na Nikki. She is
Mhm.
well prepared and talagang lahat ng mga bagay pinag-iisipan niya din. Hindi lang siya basta-basta na on this day na yung tournament, doon lang siya gagalaw. Kailangan talaga,
Yes.
pag lumaban, sumalang ka na, kailangan pasabog ka na, di ba?
Yes, pasabog. Love it, di ba?
Okay, Pauline, how about your Olympic dream? How do you plan to pursue that chance to represent the country in the Olympics in 2024?
My Olympic dream has not been diminished just because I went through something so tragic for me since this was a dream I had since I was 9 years old. But what I need to do, and I'm still in the process of figuring it all out, is just like I said, you have to keep training. What are you going to do today to better yourself, to be the better version of yourself? So, hindi lang siya na, okay, in the next 3 months, ganito lang gagawin ko. It has to be an everyday, conscious, and aware process na, what can I do today so that my skill set or my mental set is better tomorrow? And I know it's so cliche to say that, pero if you really dig deep and really understand what it is you need to do, I think that will elevate me to the next level. And I have yet to find out because right now we don't have any tournaments for the rest of the year. So once our association and the whole Philippine committee, sports committee, figure out what's our schedule schedule for the next year, I think the bubble trainings and training with my teammates is definitely gonna be a big help into preparations for the next tournaments that we have leading up to the next Olympics.
Okay.
Nice. At least, parang it all boils down to preparation still, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Of
in
course,
every day, wag mo kalimutan na there's a goal, no matter what. Kahit 3 years yan, kahit 4 years yan, kung yun ang goal mo, nothing should stop you.
Yes. Kaya
ang
iba
ganda.
talaga
Wow,
siya.
ang ganda nun. And also baby steps to achieve that
Oo.
goal, diba?
Yeah, yung mga mini victories, I feel like now we need more of that. We need to acknowledge that self-care, self-love, all of that really boils down to, pushing you, being motivated to really see clearly what your goal is. Kasi minsan nawawala ka eh. Like,
True.
you forget, and that's when you need to take a step back, reflect. And for me, I love journaling. I love writing my stuff down.
Same.
Kasi minsan, even if you say it, even if it's in your head, if you can physically see it, concretely see it, ang ganda niya. Then, you can look back and read, ito ginawa ko last 2 months ago. This month, I'm better. Like, you can really read it down. So, that's something I would definitely advise people. Sports or not sports, it would truly help you out.
Okay.
Yes, true. Yeah, I do that too, journaling, and I write kasi like what my goals are in the coming days, in the coming months. It really helps nga when you see it physically, when you read it, when you wake up, you read it, and then parang mas gaganda yung pakiramdam mo. You'll do steps on how to achieve that goal little by little every day, and once you achieve something na hindi na maliit, but it's towards your goal, it's worth celebrating.
Yes, it's
Yes.
a milestone no matter what. It's just mindset also. So, yeah.
Ayun nga, like what na sinabi ni Pauline na parang, syempre, in our life, there is a season of stretching. Then, she told us na mahilig siya mag-take down notes. Kasi once that season comes to us, sometimes, babalikan natin yung mga basic di ba?
Yung foundation mo talaga.
Yes, doon ka huhugot. At doon ka titibay.
Super true.
So true.
Ganda naman nun. Okay, so now, Pauline, do you still also have a playing year with Ateneo in the UAAP?
Yes, actually, I believe I have 1 more year. In the next UAAP, I believe we're still figuring out if it's still going to be online competition. Because with Philippine Taekwondo Association, they've set out online competitions that's still pretty competitive, which I find so amazing. It's an online speed kicking competition where, you would send a video, perform how many kicks you can do in a minute, and obviously the faster you are, the more kicks. And there's the technical aspect of it, but it's still a way for athletes in the sport of Taekwondo to have something to look forward to keep training, to compete, and elevate their levels. So, ayun.
Okay.
Super true. And of course, all of your fans for sure are still, really looking forward to see you in the UAAP, diba? So they will be really, really excited, and of course, happy to hear that you still have 1 more year playing in the Ateneo. So, because I don't know correct me if I'm wrong, but they're planning to resume the season early next year, which is February. So, Taekwondo is part of it, I guess.
No, I think Taekwondo is going to be on the latter part. But I believe basketball and volleyball would resume.
Okay.
But at least, like, sunod-sunod na yan.
Sunod-sunod
Pag nag-start na yung basketball, volleyball, next are Taekwondo and other sports. And sports fans are happy again.
I know! It's gonna be very exciting. I feel like a lot of people are, like, it's been how many months and a year? Or longer than a year. So I'm sure everyone's gonna be excited.
Yes, and I believe na na-miss ka ng mga fans mo, Pauline. Hantay nila ulit yung mga sipa-sipa mo. By the way, have you finished your studies? Do you plan to take a post-grad course?
Oh, sorry? I thought to be what?
Do you have plan to take a post-grad course?
Oh, right now, probably not. But if the opportunity lands and I feel in my heart na I would want to go into med school, why not? But first things first, I have to finish school.
Yes.
So
What year are you in na ba?
I'm currently third year.
Sorry.
Yeah, because I've been taking breaks because of so many competitions that it would be hard. I mean, I've done it before, but I know my capabilities, my capacities. So when I go into something, I definitely want to give my 100%. So yeah.
Is it Ateneo first ayun ba yung first choice mo na school or is there any other university na nag-offer sa'yo?
Actually, Ateneo was not even one of the options for me.
Oh.
Yung option ko, yung pinaka-first option, and the one and only option I had was LaSalle. Kasi malapit dun yung training center ko. At saka yung coach ko dati, siya yung head coach ng LaSalle. So, I saw it, nag-shadow ako sa school, as in I super loved it. And then, one of my dad's mentor in Taekwondo was the head of Ateneo. And it was my parents' dream school, Ateneo, which unfortunately they didn't get to experience. So they said, alam mo, check mo lang siya, walang mawawala sa'yo if you just go there. As soon as I stepped on campus, ayun, alam ko na ito talaga yung school for me. It's an experience that hindi ko talaga ma-explain. Pero I felt like I was home, so inviting, so welcoming, and I love the program, not just the sports program, but also the academic programs, the values that they stand for. So, one big fight na.
One big fight. Hanggang sa pagpili ng school, rivalry pa rin ang magkalaban, no? LaSalle at Ateneo.
Hindi pa rin. Okay, now, of course, Pauline, we all know that you're also very vocal about women empowerment in the male-dominated sport. I'm so excited to actually talk to you about this, to learn from you in this talk. But before, we'll be having a short break. But of course, our question would be, can you tell us how did you deal with how do you deal with that ever-present gender stereotypes in this sport? But before you answer that, Pauline, we'll be having a short break. So, Katribo will be back.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Ayon sa World Bank, tinatayang 4.8 hanggang 12.7 milyong toneladang plastic ang sumisira sa ating karagatan taon-taon. Halos 80% nito ang nanggagaling sa Asya. Sa buong mundo, ang Pilipinas ay itinuturing na pangatlong pinakamalaking nagdudulot ng polusyon sa karagatan. Ang nakalalasong kemikal mula sa plastic ay di lamang kumukontamina sa karagatan, ngunit pati na rin sa hanging nilalanghap at lupang ginagalawan natin. Kung magpapatuloy ang kasalukuyang paggamit ng single-use plastics, sa taong 2050, mas marami na ang plastic kumpara sa mga isda na nasa ating mga karagatan. Dahil dito, mas pinaiigting ng pamahalaan ang kampanya laban sa paggamit ng single-use plastics. Nanganganib ang ating planeta. Iisa lang ito. Lahat tayo ay dapat kumilos sa lalong madaling panahon upang pangalagaan ito. Tama na ang plastikan.
Magandang araw mga katribo! Narito na ang mga makakasama nyo tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Roy Pelevelo, Comfy Manalo, Atty. Lia Badillo Crisostomo, Vernon Velasco, Kim Sancha at Chirk Balagtas. Abangan ang programang Gising Na mula alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune.
Ilabas na ang mainit na kape at samahan kami sa inyong pag-almusal, mga katribo.
Sama-sama natin alamin ang mga natatagong istorya sa mga latest na kaganapan sa loob at labas ng bansa.
Simulan natin ang bawat umaga with good vibes sa mga informative and recreational segments ng aming programa.
Maaari niyo rin ibahagi sa amin ang inyong opinion via Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now sa YouTube. Makichika na rin sa latest showbiz happenings, mga katribo.
Kaya naman, magkita-kita po tayo mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga at magsama-sama po tayo sa
Gising Na!
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
of course, we're back here in the Athletes Tribune with me, Nikki, Viola, and my partner, ayan, Lyndon Mendoza, with our beautiful guest for this episode, Miss Pauline Lopez. Hello. Ayan, so Pauline, will go back to our question before the break, no? So can you tell us how do you deal with, the ever-present gender stereotypes in your sport? Or siguro yung sa mga male-dominated sports in general?
Well, actually, so funny. Hindi naman funny, but when I was young, my dad was teaching taekwondo in the States. So I would just go with him. Tapos nakita ko, mukhang masaya naman. Pero looking back, na-notice ko, ba't lahat lang lalaki? Tapos I told my dad na, let me try the sport. I feel like I can be good at this and I would enjoy it. Siya mismo nagsabi na, no, I do not want you to get hurt. Tsaka, you have to be graceful as a woman. I don't want you to do the sport. That was the first time I experienced yung parang stereotyping na kailangan ng babae graceful. But I said, no, Dad, I'm going to do the sport. I want to show you that I can do it. And eventually, it changed his mindset. It changed his perspective that this sport can too be for women. So after that, my sister joined also. I did it. My younger brother did it. And we were excelling. So that was my first experience with that kind of saying. And then along with that, when I'm in training, naririnig ko na, you kick like a girl, yung mga ganon. So I really had to really push myself to parang prove myself na I deserve to be here, even if I'm a woman.
Okay.
So since then, every time na someone would tell me, ano pong sport mo, ganon. Taekwondo po. Then they would be like, huh? Bakit? Hindi ko masasaktan. And I would just have to explain to them na, no, this is something I'm very passionate about. Men, women, anyone can do it. So that's how I kind of deal with it. And actually, more so, kind of share my story so that they know, that anyone can know that you can do it. Doesn't matter if you're a woman, you're a boy, you're a young girl. It doesn't matter. Just as long as you want to do it, why not, right?
Yes. As long you have goal and you are passionate on what you're doing, no one can stop you talaga.
Exactly.
Then, yes, Pauline, after Heidelin Diaz won the country's first Olympic gold medal in Tokyo, and golfer Yuka Saso made a historic run in the US Open, do you think this feat somehow changed the way sports fans look at Filipino athletes?
Most definitely, without a doubt. It actually just showcases how resilient, how strong, how empowering these women are. Because seeing that story, it inspires many of us, Filipinas, that we too can be there. And then we look at their stories and how they came about, what they did. And it's actually, I'm giving like my hands up to also the media coverage, because now there's more. Because back then, women were footnotes. It was just, they didn't really get to experience this. All the success of women way before us didn't get to experience all the glory that they too should have had. So now it's changing the sports world as well. We need to pay attention, and also we need to scream it out loud that nanalo ang babae, diba? So,
kaya ng babae.
Kaya ng babae. So, it's definitely changing the mindsets, the perspectives, and actually shedding more light to it. So, it's amazing. I still am very speechless every time a woman wins a tournament or a competition that didn't happen before. It's history. It's ginto, so it's something that I still am very inspired by and moved and empowered. So, yeah.
And
Okay.
parang in a way for me, it shows that women, parang tayong mga babae, just shows na parang hindi kami natatakot ma-hurt or masaktan. Parang in a way, like,
tama.
diba? Kasi parang we have this notion, especially yung siguro yung mga tao na like, way back na, yun nga, parang we were talking about it kanina na girls should be prim and proper, graceful, but we can be graceful while doing all of these things.
Exactly. You can be graceful and fierce and delicate, but also we can push through it. So, yun nga, that's why I love hearing stories about women, no matter what kind of backgrounds they have, because it's so inspiring, it's empowering, it's acknowledging that women can, women will, and women should.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Super true yan. I totally agree with you. All right. So now, Pauline, for our next question naman, have you ever thought of dropping full contact taekwondo and competing in Pumse? It's totally different, ano diba? So, yan. Marami rin curious about this. So we have to ask lang talaga.
I've found out ever since I was young na hindi talaga siya for me, even though I respect it 100%. It's also a very difficult discipline. However, I know that it's not for me because I'm not the type of person who can stay still. I'm very like like I want to
Magalaw.
yeah. So I just knew when I was younger it wasn't for me. However, not a lot of people know this, but when I first started taekwondo, I did Pumse also. I would do both competitions and I would do well. But then when you become more on the pro side, like when you really want to pursue it, you have to pick one. So I obviously picked sparring, Korugi.
That's good to hear, Pauline. Just curious lang. Which do you think is easier transitioning from contact taekwondo to Pumse or Pumse to contact?
I think I'm a bit biased kasi.
Go lang.
Go lang.
I think hindi naman sa easier, but for me, the transition from Kurugi to Pumse would have to be much easier maybe, because from Pumse to sparring, then you're gonna have to do contact. However, I hope Pumse players who are listening to this, you don't get offended in any way. This is just my take and I don't speak for everyone. Disclaimer, utmost respect for you guys talaga, not the players out there. So.
Nagbanta na.
Ayan. Okay, so ito naman, out of like taekwondo na topic. Ako, Lyndon, itong question na to gusto ko rin talagang itanong sa kanya.
Oo naman, syempre.
Diba? Parang, of course, Pauline, you are considered as one of the most beautiful faces of Philippine sports. Ayan, so can you share us diba? Ayan, so can you share us how you take care of your skin or, some beauty tips that you would like to share?
Yes, Pauline. Para naman malista naman namin kung ano ba yung mga ginagamit mo.
Okay, first and foremost, I am not at all an expert because it would really be before like soap water.
Basic.
However, I have an older sister who's very hands-on with skincare, and she said, if you don't take care of your skin now, you're gonna suffer when you're much older. So I said, okay, let us do this. So I take care of my nutrition also. Like you have to drink a lot of water, know what to eat. Like that's a big part of your skincare. I don't know if a lot of people know that. But the next is every night I do my skincare routine, the toner, the serums, the different kinds of lotion just to keep it hydrated because I have a very dry skin. And yeah, I just try to keep that glow because if you look good outside also, is the way that you kind of feel good inside.
Oh.
Although inside, the beauty inside is definitely more important to me. But when I feel beautiful outside as well, it kind of makes me feel good. So, there.
So, ayun na nga, Nikki, nasagot na ni... nasagot na ni Pauline. Nalista ko na din. Siyempre, alam naman ng iba that other athletes na college, they are athletes, then after nila, they will enter sa mga pro league and sa iba-ibang sports. And yung iba, nagiging artista. Yung iba, sumasal sa beauty pageants. Pauline, have you ever thought of joining beauty contests?
Actually, that would it would just be a whole new experience, a whole new tournament. It would also be amongst beautiful, intelligent, wonderful women. So, I mean, if that's an opportunity and a door for me, why not, right? But right
Wow.
now, I don't know. I'm still. I would definitely have to train for it. Just like anything, you have to work hard. So maybe you never know.
Abangan natin
Surprise na lang
yan.
tayo.
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. So also, we were talking about this off cam kanina. So the question was answered na sa atin Lyndon. Diba?
Yes.
Kasi our question is, kanina you asked kung she has plans pa of joining pageants.
Yes.
And this one kasi, we have plans of entering showbiz. And nasagot na sa atin kanina. So can you just answer it for the sake of all of your fans and viewers? And
Yes.
maybe
Para
you
sa
would
ating
like
mga
to
katribu.
some of those. Yes, mga katribu
I
natin.
mean, that is in the future, but just wait for your updates. But I can definitely talk about what I'm doing now.
Okay.
With the platform that I've created. I created this platform called Shiro. Shiro is actually a new word that was just added to the dictionary, meaning female hero, heroine. And that is something that just screams Pauline, not just Pauline, but so many women out there that can definitely call themselves Shiros, which I call every woman an inner Shiro, no matter what form. And under Shiro, I've started a video podcast called Shiro Talk, where we engage in conversations to empower other women, young girls, through my guests' personal stories and just learning. So, very excited about it. And hopefully, you guys can watch it as well.
Wow.
I actually like your Instagram account of Shiro. So I'm
Thank
excited to be
you.
updated. I will support you.
Yeah.
Thank
Yes,
you so much.
kaabang-abang si Miss Pauline, and meron na tayong future beauty queen and future actress, and eto
Yes.
naman, Pauline, a lot of guys here in the studio have been telling me to ask you this.
Uh-oh.
Are you single? But before you answer that, we'll be on go a break. The Athletes Tribune will be back shortly.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage. Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
And we're back to the Athletes Tribune. And ayun na nga, mga ka-tribune, meron tayong hanging question kay Pauline. And let's go back. So, Pauline, are you still available?
No. I am not ready for anything right now. I'm in a relationship with myself. Ayun.
Self-love.
Same tayo. Same tayo. Totoo naman. Priorities first.
Yes, you have to learn how to love yourself.
So, guys, so sad sa mga sagot ni Miss Pauline. Pero okay lang. Maghintay lang kayo. Dadaloy din ang ginhawa.
Totoo naman. Focus muna on ourselves, self-love muna before we can love someone else.
Yes.
Exactly.
Pasok ang kanta ni Justin Bieber, Love Yourself. Mga gano'n.
Yeah.
Very true. Okay, so now we've come to the fun part of our program. So Pauline, are you ready for this? Because we'll call this game
Ang random lang.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so we'll be asking a few questions, random questions that all you have to do is answer. Okay, so we don't have any naman, so just go answer away with these questions. So are you ready?
Yes, more than ready.
More than
Wow.
ready. Okay, so for our first question, what is the worst misconception about Taekwondo gym?
Oh, the worst misconception is that we choose violence over anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we would just kick people because we're mad or kick people because they're bothering us. But that's like the worst misconception because first and foremost, for those who are listening, Taekwondo is a self-defense. You never attack. You never do anything to cause harm to others. And it's truly, like I said, self-defense. If someone were to come after you and it's an act of self-defense, then and only then you may use your skills.
Okay. Pauline, have you tried using dating apps?
No, I am such a noob. I don't even know how to use those apps. So every time that I see those memes on Facebook, I'm like, paano ba yun? But no.
No.
I like the traditional old school way of meeting.
Parang Nikki, parang di niya na need ng dating apps kasi madami naman paligoy-ligoy dyan, di ba?
Hello?
True, but iba-iba naman Parang
Yes.
a lot of there are women naman who are into those and we
Yeah,
are
it's
not
just
judging
preference.
them.
Yes.
Yeah, preference lang, totoo. Okay, so next question, what was the last Filipino street food you ate?
Oh, kwek-kwek, fishball, isaw. Alam mo yung isang stand? Yun.
Wow.
So good. So good. Saka yung suka. Oh, so good.
Biglang napa...
Gutom ka pala.
Biglang napa... Okay. Okay, Pauline, Filipina celebrity girl crush.
And Curtis.
Wow.
No doubt.
Ang bilis ang sagot no? Ann Curtis.
I definitely look up to her ever since I was young. I would watch her at TFC, and then when I went to the Philippines, I just love what she does. Not just an actress, but a mom, a businesswoman, entrepreneur, and she just advocates so much for UNICEF. She's such a hero to me. So, ayan.
All while being beautiful, no? Like parang wala. Hindi siya nagiging mukhang stress. Lagi siyang maganda.
Fresh.
Walang arte. She's just herself, and I love that. So
true. Okay, so next question, K-pop bias.
Ooh, I'm feeling not a lot of people are gonna like me for this, but I'm not really into K-pop. However, I respect their discipline because I know how hard they train for it. Kasi I watched the documentaries back then, yung mga different to anyone, yung mga ganun ba? And then, sabi ko, grabe din sila mag-training. So I have the utmost respect. However, it's not my preference. Yun lang.
Okay.
What do you usually listen to?
Oh, the music I listen to. My genre is all around. I have old school music, 80s, 90s, and then there's a hip hop, R&B, soul, a little bit of not that much soft rock. Just it's everywhere.
Okay. Pauline, eto na, this is the last question. Actually, madami kaming sets of question pero we are running out of time na. When is it okay not to be okay?
I love this question. Thank you very much for that. I think there are definitely moments when it is truly okay not to be okay because those moments are the times when you're going to find out the deeper things within yourself, how to get back up. Paano ba to? This is the new feeling. So let yourself have those moments. Really, hindi naman sinasabi ko na enjoy that process. However, be grateful that you experience this. So later on, when you go through something that's similar, you can figure it out on your own.
Okay.
So,
And I thank you.
And I,
thank you.
Ipatong na yung corona. Ipatong na yung corona.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, Pauline, thank you for joining us and it has been fun talking to you. Madami pa, kung pwede pang i-episode 2 to, i-part 2 gagawin namin. And it's
Oh, sige, next time, just let me know.
And getting to know more about you outside of Taekwondo world. Okay? Muli, maraming salamat po sa inyong pagtutok. Muli, ako po si Lyndon Mendoza, kasama si Nikki, Viola. Until the next episode of the Athletes Tribune. Bye!